It's Monday morning. Welcome, everybody. That was a bad one, right, Steve? Dallas, this is our guest today on Car Chat. We're here talking about community association professionals, not about insurance. Go ahead, Steve. You got the mic.
Thank you for the introduction, David. My name is Steve Roderick, and like David said, we're not going to talk about insurance today. We're going to speak with Jeff Logan. Now, Jeff is the president of the New Jersey chapter of CAI, or Community Association Institute. So, Jeff, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is you do at CAI?
Good morning. Yes, thank you for having me. I am currently the president of the New Jersey chapter for community associations. I've been on the board for 6 years. This will be my final year servicing our great chapter. We have over 3,000 members. We're currently the second largest chapter in the country, which we're very proud of. And I love the industry. I've been in it for 15 years. I've been on the management side and currently on the vendor side now for the last probably 6 or 7 years. And I have a great passion for our members, our staff, and what we advocate and represent.
Good grief, you've been doing this for 15 years. Man, yeah. He started community association at 12. But
you're kind of close. You're not far off, but yes.
All right, so let's talk about your involvement as the president of the Community Association chapter in New Jersey. How's the presidency doing so far this year? What's going on?
Yeah, it's been a really, really great year so far. You know, we're halfway through it. You know, I think I'm hitting my 6th or 7th month. The last 2 years have been a challenge. You know, with COVID, we've done remote, we've done the hybrid, but overall this year we're pretty much 100% back into live events, which is and educational seminars. And honestly, that's what we're all about. You know, we want people to get the best benefit and take the most out of their membership. You know, face-to-face interaction, networking, and just having personal contact it's a great thing this year, and we're super excited to welcome it back. We've done so much so far this year, and we have the second half of the year, we have a lot planned, and I'm really excited about it.
Wow. I mean, it was such a grand undertaking before COVID. Now coming out of it, I'm sure that's got to take up even much much more of your time. I mean, how much are these guys paying you, and how much time does this take out of your week?
Well, it's a big paycheck. I will say it's. How
many zeros are on there?
a lot of zeros. But
it's all zeros, right?
It's all zeros. It's all zeros. But I'm obviously, I'm not in management anymore. I'm on the vendor side. I do it because I'm very, like I said, I used the word before, but I mean it. I'm very passionate about our chapter, two, what we do, what we represent. And honestly, it keeps me involved.
So you must really be into the industry. You mentioned it time and again. Now, how did you get involved in it in the first place?
It was, like you said, I was 12 years old. No, I'm kidding. I was 22, actually. It was my first job out of college. I started as an assistant manager with an active adult community in Somerset County. From there, I stayed in the management field with 2 companies for probably about 10 years, 9 or 10 years. And then about 6 years ago, I ventured off a little bit and decided to get onto the business partner side, with the vendor side, with a company called Guardian Service Industries. We're a full service facilities provider. We have a business from the New England market down to DC.
How did you start? You said you started at 22. Like, did you respond to an ad? Was it something in the paper?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I didn't know what I wanted to do out of college. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I had a few mutual family friends, I should say, in the industry at the time, through accounting firms and attorneys in the industry that were family friends of my parents. And they got me involved. I was hired by, you may know Donna Belcott. For many years, she hired me as an assistant manager, and my career has really blossomed from there.
Gotcha.
Okay. And I think David was just about to touch on that, but I'd like to ask you, maybe you could have some insight for our viewers. A big problem is a lot of people just kind of fall into this industry. They're not really getting into this industry. So how do you think that we should change this to where people really want to get involved in this industry instead of just falling into it and then falling in love with it?
You know what? I was having a conversation the other day. More and more colleges, I will say, at least in New Jersey, are starting to adopt a real estate property management program, which is really kind of getting awareness out there of what we do. So that's, and CAI is actually getting involved with those colleges as well. So that's one way we're trying to attract younger, fresh talent. And it's really just through education, right? So, you have a CPA that's an accountant, you have, attorneys that are designated as, esquires, they have to go through certain testing. We're making it, we're making it more attractive for people to want to be a property manager, right? People don't realize what it is really until they're in it and involved. It's nothing that a textbook really could teach. It's really hands-on learning. And we have some great people in our industry that have just been huge mentors to me, as well as I know to others. And through that, it really kind of just brings people wanting to get involved with the chapter, with the industry, and with, with property management as a profession.
Now, you mentioned that your company, Guardian, is serving the community association world, I think apartments as well. What exactly is your bread and butter, so to speak?
Sure. Yeah, I like to tell people, I call it the core four. So it's janitorial, maintenance, concierge, security. So we service anything from large commercial buildings to transportation hubs, and then obviously condo associations and apartment multifamily complexes.
Gotcha. All right. And have things changed in the industry for your business segment over the past 2 years?
As horrible as COVID was, and we're still living it today, one of the things that really did come out of it was clients are seeing that they need to pay a little bit more to keep good people, right? So where you may have been paying a cleaner, X amount of dollars, now they're saying, we want to pay them $4 or $5 more an hour. And we're so appreciative of that because, we want people to want to work, want to come to work, want to, show up every day to our clients. So that's what I've seen a huge difference since in the last few years since COVID. That has been really a benefit to us because we're able to retain and attract good talent.
So that's as far as remedies and how we can fix what's going on in the industry. You think that they're really just upping the level of service by bringing up the pay scale? You think that's gonna bring it home, huh?
I think by educating our clients and making them aware of, and I know we've been very good at this, as the challenges that we have faced as a whole. That yes, it's going to bring up the level of service and the talent we're bringing to the table.
Jeff, can you tell us a little bit about your recent trip to New York City?
Sure, yeah. Along with yourself and many others in the industry, we got involved with an organization, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, which supports law enforcement and fire officials that have passed, and it helps fund mortgages, etc. And we got involved with the Tower to Towers climb, which took place, I believe, what was that? End of May. And it was 104 floors, 108 floors, I believe, of the One World Trade Center. It was an amazing experience. An hour of exercise, but an hour that we'll never forget. Wow. It was amazing.
That was a really great event. I'm so happy so many people got involved with that. It's so good to see you guys reaching out.
Jeff, now we just lost Steve. As we're wrapping this up, can you tell us something fun about you? Maybe something that people don't know or don't expect about Jeff Logan.
Yeah, sure. So during COVID, I have two little girls right now, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, Avery and Sophia. And during COVID, they were home from daycare and in the heart of it, and we needed to keep them occupied. So I did a lot of YouTubing, and I learned how to make balloon animals. So I'm a great balloon artist when it comes to making the poodle. So that's probably a small little talent that I say that I didn't have 2 or 3 years ago. And then one last thing that some people know, some people don't know, is I just mentioned that I have 2 little girls right now that we're blessed to have, Avery and Sophia, 5 and 3. But my wife and I are expecting our 3rd little girl in October. So we're super excited about that. And
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're saying Steve's back. So we're super excited about, expanding our family, and I will be a dad. I'm way outnumbered. I will be a dad of 3 girls, and
oh wow,
can't wait for October. Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. On that, well, congratulations. We really appreciate you jumping in with us today. And Steve, do you want to close this real quick? I love throwing a curveball at you. Oh, come on. You're frozen again. That's the worst. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us in Car Chat, and we will see you next Monday. Hopefully, Steve's connection will be better. And Jeff, thank you again for joining us.
Thanks for having me.